In today's blog post, we learn how we will be able to lock down Toxin, unlocking this last character for the Symbiote 6 team, getting that team 100% up and running. Let's get into the information. We're looking at the advanced copy of the blog, Fear the Tower. So let's get into the information we have about the Symbiote 6 team. It says, greeting commanders, here's the battle plan for June 13th through the 19th. 15th, we got the new battle pass coming out. There's some information about that later on. Age of Fear Saga week number 3. June 16th, Echoes of the Abyss. So that's the event for Null. We'll see if there's any changes there or will it stay status quo. Again, it's good for mid-game players, people getting into the Elder game to be able to get Null in order to have him on this team. If we are a newer-ish player, we'll have to see how we'll get Null. Maybe it's a character we're just not going to get on the new player side, and we'll keep moving forward as teams continue to come out. June 18th, we have Toxin becomes available. There's a Toxic Truth campaign. I believe the date for that should be the 19th, as we'll see. June 19th is Fear Tower. So we can get the character that day, if we're a spender at least, and be able to get right into that tower. Free to play. It'll be a little bit, but it's fine. Where are we going to be earning character shards? Jeff the Landshark, obviously in Alliance War Seeds rewards, so don't forget about Jeff the Landshark. Regarding my Jeff, we have him at 5 stars, 155 shards out of that 200 left to get to the next area. How about you? How's the progress coming where you're at? Because of that Fear Tower, we'll be getting our Quicksilver Symbiote, Null Echoes of the Past, as we mentioned, in Morph, Loud and Proud event. So that's happening now. We will be able to complete our Exalted X-Men team on a free-to-play basis. Let's get into some more information here. Fear Tower and Rise of the Hive milestone, unlock and power up Quicksilver Symbiote. Bond with courage and fear in the terrors of a multi-floor nightmare. Unlock Quicksilver Symbiote and power him up with red stars and 1 diamond during this limited time tower event. So there's a hint at some of the rewards. We were wondering about that. The tower will give us will give us our red stars. Maximum payout will be 1 diamond on that character. So we'll see where we're able to stack up. It just helps us to be mindful of what resources we have, what we're going to be using. We're not pulling for red stars. It looks like in a traditional fashion, we're going to be getting them out of the tower. Fear Tower will call on your strongest teams with your War and Cosmic Crucible squads, gaining an edge in certain battles. For a complete breakdown, check out the recent blog. Here's a quick overview of how that Fear Tower works. Tower rules. Fear Tower is split into 20 total floors, with the first 10 launching this week. Maybe next week. Here's the core setup. 3 towers of increasing difficulty. So it's like an easy, a medium, and a hard. Or I guess it's easy, hard, and then Omega. So we're welcome that change. If you feel like that's a good change, please say so in the comments. I think that's a welcome change. We have various levels of players. Now we have more various levels of difficulty to do. 20 floors for each tower, trait requirements for some rooms, combat mods active for selected rooms. Deploy a 5-character team into each battle, and when you defeat the room, the team you used will go on cooldown until the next floors of the tower unlock next week. That reset will happen for all players at the same time. Enemy character abilities and health do not persist between combats. Every mission starts with fresh health and character ability energy. So just a point here that might need some clarification. Maybe we did not know this. It kind of came up in a meeting the other day that so there's no sacrifice teams for the tower events. Every time you go in, that team, the enemy team, is brand new. You haven't touched it, and they're going to react that way with the abilities and things that they have. When we go in, our team is fresh and it's untouched. Okay. So again, you can't sacrifice and pull abilities. At the same time, if you were to lose characters, you don't actually lose them in the tower settings. If you lose the match, your characters, you can just use them again. Right? The characters that you brought in. So unlike other game modes where you're trying to maybe wear down certain things, maybe there's multiple teams you could use. So you could put a sacrifice team in. You could try to pull abilities off of characters. That's not what's happening in the tower. The tower, every time you go in, the enemies restart the same. Your team starts the same. So even if you were to lose the team in the tower, you don't actually lose the team. You just didn't beat the floor, and you can continue to try that floor again. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, please ask in the comments below. Rise of the Hive milestone shards, red stars, and diamonds. Battle your way up for your tower to unlock and power up Quicksilver Symbiote. Collect tower commendation to complete Rise of the Hive milestones that will reward Quicksilver Symbiote character shards, red stars, diamond. We're familiar with that. That's how the other towers worked. Same thing's going to be happening here. The climb begins soon. It says the first floor opens on June 19th, so be prepared. Available soon, Toxin, expose weakness. This will happen on June 18th. It might be the 19th. We'll have to see. Why you want him? Well, Toxin is the Symbiote 6 biggest source of damage, and he turns enemy weaknesses into permanent problems. He has the highest damage stat among the squad. He gains assist now on every Symbiote 6 ally turn and applies bleeds throughout the fight. And here we are on the Marvel Strike Force website. We're looking at the stats page, and as you can see, here's Toxin, number 6 overall damage in the game. Okay, and remember, he's going to be assisting on every Symbiote 6 ally's turn. The only people that are stronger than him damage-wise, we got Magneto, Phoenix Force, Silver Surfer, Breaker, Daredevil, Maestro, and Annihilus. So he's in good company. He's in good company. He hits harder than Wolverine and Executioner. They hit really hard. So it's going to be interesting to see in real time what Toxin can do. Expose is where Toxin injects debilitating effects into enemies. When an enemy character uses their special ability, or if they drop below 50% health, Toxin applies Expose to that character. This is key in breaking down enemy defenses, as it does the following. It prevents exposed enemies from gaining stealth, evade, or death proof. Flips all charged to bleed. It applies heal block for 3 turns. Mythic characters also get trauma for 2 turns. It lowers the assist chance and resistance of exposed enemy by 100%. So no assists. And if they had resistance to stop you from putting on these negative effects, that is going to change when they get the exposed. In Arena, trauma sticks to enemies who it normally would not apply to, and they're calling out Odin specifically. So this is to help make sure that you're able to beat Odin compositions in Arena. Game modes, this is Arena team, so that's where they're going to thrive. But as all Arena teams, they're great all around. So they will work in Alliance War and Cosmic Crucible. They will not be completely dominant, but they will work to a large extent in those other game modes. Unlock path. Take a shortcut to recruiting and powering up Toxin with the new limited time offers and a bonus milestone. So we have the 6-step chain offer. Again, we mostly are free to play here. So this isn't something that we're probably going to be taking advantage of. There is, again, that chain offer. We'd have to see what it looks like. It looks like the red stars are included. So that might mean that we might not be pulling for red stars with this character. We'll just have to wait and see on that day. But if they're included in the chain offer, if they're being sold, it's possible that we won't be able to pull for them out of the orbs. There'll be a Toxic Rupture orb, 50 Toxin shards. We'll see how much that is. And there's more special deals, right? More special deals that reveal themselves on your next login or visit their limited time offers. Red stars, power them up with more red stars available on the same day as their orb. Toxin will be featured in red star or okay. So clarification, Toxin will be featured in red star orbs at increased drop rate. So we will be able to pull for Toxin in the traditional manner to get our red stars. Toxic Truth. Earn red stars, diamonds, and crimson gear. For commanders who unlock Toxin early, we have a special assignment that promises more power for your newest symbiote. Deploy the Symbiote 6 Brawler into these missions to earn up to 7 red stars and 1 diamond. Toxin's mission. Toxin has 6 missions that require his expertise, and you'll need him at increasing yellow stars to ensure he can handle the enemies. Review the details below. So we have missions 1 through 6, all have an increasing yellow star, and I believe this is not a standard campaign. This is a paid campaign where you're going to get extra rewards if we've purchased the character. Rewards: inject Toxin with rewards from his mission, up to 7 red stars and 1 diamond. Shop credits, gear tier 20, purple ions, gold, and L4 training modules. Toxin's missions begin soon. The mission arrives on June 19th, so keep your eyes peeled for the start. Live now, loud and proud, morph shards and more. Celebrate Pride Month with some of Marvel's LGBTQ plus characters and rewards to lift up your roster, including shards for Morph. Don't miss this 2-week reward bash. The start date is live now. So this event, again, is happening right now. It takes 2 weeks. We score by logging in daily and doing all of our daily missions. Pride character shards featuring Morth and Rachel Summers. Rachel Summers is highlighted here. I don't know why. Perhaps we're going to need her for something in the future. There's a lot of characters there, so maybe people don't have Rachel, or maybe she'll be needed for something. We'll just keep our eyes out. Power cores, training modules, purple 8 ISO ions, and more. Note, to avoid missing out on any of the daily rewards for completing your daily missions, make sure you don't miss a day during the event. Log in today and claim your rewards. So if you're not familiar with where this event is, it is in the command center on the bottom there, loud and proud. So this one says we have 12 days left at the time we're shooting this video, and we have our missions complete. Now, there is something kind of going on. I don't know if you're experiencing it, but I will finish my missions for the day, and I will not get the completion for the event. So I don't think that it's necessarily a bug. What I think is happening is the event is keeping track of all my daily missions, and did I check them all off when the event started, right? The event starts kind of in the middle of the day. I probably had already collected a chunk of my missions, if I'm making sense. Maybe you're in the same boat. So it didn't count those. It just counted the ones that were left. And then now as I scroll into the next day and I finish those earlier missions just like I normally would, then it checks them off, and I do indeed get the reward. If this is happening to you, please just keep an eye on it. And Scopely, I'm asking please to keep an eye on it as well. I don't know how close to the actual end of the event this will go. I would indeed like to get my morph at the end of the event. So just something to keep an eye on, keep logging in, keep making sure we're getting things done. Hopefully we won't be negatively impacted by this. Age of Fear Saga, Mending Monsoon, week number 3. Mending Monsoon continues with the next exciting mission. And don't forget, you can earn up to 1 million gold from each saga node. That's our main source of gold. Make sure we get those story missions done. In this week's story, the kiln becomes shrouded in mysterious darkness, blocking it from Heimdall's eyes and halting the evacuations as Storm runs into some familiar faces. Now, those of us who are familiar with the comics, it's very difficult, although not impossible, to hide from Heimdall's gaze. So I wonder what it is that's causing this. I guess we'll find out. Mending Monsoon week 3 begins on June 15th. Keep our eyes peeled for the start. Earth's mightiest day. Celebrate the planet we all live on by slugging enemies in the face with your top squads. Deploy characters that are level 106 and above into special missions to bring home diamonds, gold, and training modules. Here's how these missions will work. There will be 15 missions, non-mythic characters only, missions for level 106, 108, and 110 for each trait, skill, biotech, mystic, and mutant. So then there is a bunch of things, right? Level 106, 108, 110. It looks like the setup is the same throughout. There will be mission 1 is a raid, mission 2 Crucible, 2 more raid missions. Mission 5 is Crucible, and there are gear tier suggestions, or requirements, I should say, not suggestions, that go along with that. Rewards, you get Radiant Diamond Orbs, Gold, L4 training modules to help level up your next set of characters. Now, the question that I have, I believe that this is not something that is free to play viable. We'll have to see, but I do not think the economy right now supports building 5 characters, for example, at level, definitely not at level 110. Maybe there's some in-between spot. Maybe we could bring them all up to level 106. I wouldn't go backwards and build old characters and bring them up. Do not do that if we're free to play players. If we're free to play, we just have to keep moving forward. As we keep getting more information, we'll be able to find more out about the economy. Last time we understood that you could build 5 characters to 105. You could build 4 characters to 110. You'd be skipping one of the members of your team. And that was sustainable. So somewhere in the middle is probably also sustainable. Where exactly, I'm not sure. We'll see if we can keep an eye on that. But at any rate, with the amount of characters that are required here, do not go backwards and build old characters just to qualify for this event. The event starting soon. The missions for your mightiest arrive on June 16th. Helicarrier Assault. Earn character shards and diamonds. Strike is launching a special initiative to reinforce teams utilized in Alliance War with Helicarrier Assault. It's an event to help commanders finish key squads and push their rosters to the next level. During this event, if you are a commander level 55 and above, you will be assigned one eligible team from a curated list of squads that are still partially completed on the roster. Your mission is to take that assigned team into Alliance War and rack up progress to earn rewards that can supercharge not just your assigned squad, but a second team as well. Very interesting. Well, how does it work? At the start of the event, eligible players will be assigned one team from the list below. Your assigned team will be selected from squads on your roster that are partially completed. A team counts as partially completed if one or more of the characters on the team are not unlocked. All characters could be unlocked, but one or more are not fully maxed out. For this event, a character is considered fully maxed out when they've reached the maximum yellow stars, red stars with diamonds, maximum gear tier, or maximum ability level. So the computer's just going to look and say, hey, these are the teams I'm looking for. Do you have members on that team that aren't unlocked? Do you have members on that team that are not maxed out? And for maxed out, it's looking at those stats below. Do they have 7 yellow stars, diamonds? Do they have gear, maximum gear tier, things of that nature? If you already have all eligible teams fully maxed, you won't be assigned a team and will be ineligible for the event. So this is a free-to-play event, encouraging us to build our teams, build our characters. We'll have to see exactly how it's going to work. We have some more details here. We can score points. We earn progress during the event by using characters from that assigned team with 4 or more yellow stars in Alliance War and using power cores. Okay? Fair enough. I know that Baby Gid uses power cores every day just to progress. Endgame Gideon, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what's going to happen there. Rewards. Helicarrier Assault is packed with payloads that crank up character power. Complete milestones to earn 100 character shard for each character on your assigned team. 180 character shards for each character on your assigned team. 1 diamond for each character on your assigned team. 100 shards for characters on the paired team. Interesting. So our eligible teams can be one of the following: Alpha Flight, Annihilators, Mighty Avengers, Starjammers, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, MCU, Hellfire Club, Insidious 6, Secret Warriors, Brimstone. So there's some strong teams there that they're trying to encourage us to build. I think we're just going to need, I think what they're foreseeing is there's a need as we get into these towers and things like that to have some teams. And hopefully instead of encouraging us to go back and build them, they're going to give us something to help move them forward, right? I would strongly protest for people to go back and build old characters and old teams. When it comes to the towers and things like that, they're all going to stack. You need to continue to build forward. Those newer teams are going to be much more valuable as time goes on. But there is a weakness that some people might not have some of these older teams and characters. So we'll see how they're going to be given to us. Hopefully it'll be in a way that we don't have to use resources to build them. Because if we still have to use the resources, then it kind of defeats the purpose. Free-to-play players do not have extra resources to go back and build older teams. Paired teams reward. Each assigned squad is linked to a second team as part of Strike's Helicarrier reinforcement packages. Alpha Flight is linked with the Fantastic Four MCU, which if we don't have MCU, they're one of the strongest teams in the game. We want that. Annihilators and Hellfire Club, Mighty Avengers, Insidious 6. Insidious 6 is very strong. Starjammers, including Nova Sam Alexander, good for unlocking Eclipse if we don't have Eclipse yet, and the Secret Warriors. Thunderbolts, as well as Brimstone. Again, I don't have Brimstone. I don't do demons, but Brimstone is an extraordinarily strong team, and they're needed for a lot of content. Helicarrier Assault runs from June 15th until June 22nd. Lock in your assignment, hit from the front lines, and turn Alliance War into a launch pad for your next powerhouse squad. All right, we had that new battle pass. Let's break it down, introducing the chapter battle pass. A new era of battle pass is almost here. The battle pass is evolving into the chapter battle pass to better align with actions you're already taking during each age. Pass improvements. Play your way for rewards. The new chapter battle pass is designed to fit the way you play instead of objectives tied to specific player versus player game modes. The chapter battle pass rewards the actions you're already taking during a chapter, like collecting chapter currency, powering up your roster, and playing the PvP modes of your choice. This means less pressure to jump into modes just for past progress and more rewards for your day-to-day chapter choices. Focus on what matters most for your roster and chapter. Now, it says the duration of the battle pass is not changing. It's still going to be 2 weeks. And the update applies not only to the chapter, the update applies only to the chapter battle pass. Strike passes will remain unchanged. The chapter battle pass will kick off on June 15th. Be on the lookout. Now, just a couple thoughts on this. This makes sense. Data mines and things are out there about like collecting terror credits using certain characters. So it looks like some of that's going to be incorporated here. Maybe it has to do with some of those teams that we saw earlier. This is a good thing overall. There are people that were upset, which kind of makes sense. If they say, hey, use, this team here or use this team there, you might not want to use that team. You might not have the team, might not be built. You might want to have it on offense, and they're saying use it on defense. So it looks like they're trying to get rid of that and just lean more into, maybe do X amount of war attacks, X amount of crucible, maybe use character so and so. We'll have to see what it looks like, but it looks like it's just going to go into normal gameplay. We'll see what the rewards look like that go along with that, but I think this is a welcome change overall. Costume shop updates, Venom, Pride characters, and more. Deck out some of your favorite characters and new costumes with updates heading to the costume shop. Just in time for his role on the new Symbiote 6, Venom's Ancient Pharaoh costume is coming back to the store, along with costumes for Wolverine and some of our Pride characters. Head to the costume shop today to update your roster's wardrobe. Twitch drops. Don't forget, you can score bonus rewards just by watching your favorite Marvel Strike Force streamer. Need help linking your account? Check out the previous blog. It won't be here, but the link is there on the main Marvel Strike Force page for that setup guide. If you do need some assistance, 1 hour, you got some T3 ISO orbs, 2 hours, 50K T3 L1 ions. So we have some blue ISO there to help us out. Twitch drops. You're going to get, if you're watching the guy, you might as well watch him and get stuff for free. Friday free claim. Head to the web to claim Friday's free claim, which is available from now until tomorrow. 100 campaign energy and 5 Malekith character shards. The blog is subject to change. How are you doing on your Malekith unlock? We know we're going to get him in the battle passes going on right now. I'm 30 of 45, so another 5, right? That puts me within 10 striking distance. That's good. We'll take it. Again, how close are you? Have you unlocked him already? Are you still working on it? What do you think about the new battle pass? The one that's geared more to how you play. What do you think we'll see in there? Do you think that that's a welcome change, or they should go back to the old way? And then we have that helicarrier assault. I'm curious to see how it's going to work, if it's going to help us as free-to-play players, as newer players. It seems that way. I'm curious to see what it looks like. But Marvel Strike Force, it's doing well. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the content. What we're doing right now is Marvel Strike Force. It's a throwback to how things used to be, and I'm enjoying the game at this time. If you have a minute, please check this video out right here. It's legit.